Yeah. So again, good evening, everyone. So today we'll just keep the discussion brief. And just now we were discussing, and there was one question raised by Manas. So you were asking regarding how feasible it is, the concept of this carrying batteries on vehicle, giving it to remote areas and things like that. So can you
Yes.
elaborate that? Can you elaborate that question once again? What was the
Yes,
just
sir. Actually, in one of your, I think the presentation, you told about the work going on, or maybe some academic work. I'm not sure, but there is a concept where there are remote areas which is disconnected from the main grid, or they don't have transmission lines. So, constructing a transmission like maybe Himalayan regions or northeast regions where there is a dense forest may not be feasible at with current technologies, or with the government they may not bear it. So another solution which suggested is that you take a car, which is you get it fully charged, and then a spare amount of energy to take it, like it will act like a grid. You combine them together and make a grid, and you supply the electricity to the village or the remote area. So, I just want to understand whether it is really feasible, or it is still like we are trying to, we are working on an academic level here.
okay? So that's a good question. Uh, so since there are other members in the call, so maybe I will ask: did anybody come across such a concept where the
Yes, sir.
can you?
Not
Yeah.
for the remote area supply, but let's say you are driving on the highway and nearby there is no charging station or any kind of facilities, and you run out of charge. So Hope charging solution is there. Hope Mobility, I think, they are providing one quick service. Once you just call them, they will arrive with a van which is loaded with the battery systems, and with fully charged battery, and with that battery, with the help of that, they can charge your vehicle. So it's kind of similar approach.
So can you repeat the name? What you said?
Hop, Hop charging solution or something like that, but name is Hop.
Hop charge. I found
Yeah.
something. Hop charge. HOPCHR. So modern EV charging solution. Hop charge.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sharing my screen. You're able to get it, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So electric vehicle charging at your doorstep. Zero grid setup, zero hassle, zero downtime charging experience. So here
Correct.
they're given a photo. They are putting a battery on wheels, and then your car. Pictorially they are explaining here. Charging your car is now as easy as charging your phone. Technology enabling convenient, intelligent modern day charging solution. So there is a charging van, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes, something like that. Charge while EV is idle, zero setup charging, schedule on demand and things like that. So downtime of car. Anyway, so in the company website they can keep whatever they want, but
In
uh,
reality also, sir, I have seen many videos and feedbacks for their quick response time and all, not at all location, but the locations where they have declared that they are providing the services, over their response time is quite good and experience is quite good, the users who used this solution.
sure, sure. So this is Gurugram and Hamamatsu and Delaware. So US, Japan, and India, three locations they have given. So maybe yeah. So this is good. So we had one question and one answer. So anybody else want to answer other than this hop charge? I hope this addresses what Manas was asking.
Sir, not sir. This, by looking at their services, I think this is like a fueling kind of service. Like you uh, like air to air fueling or something like that. Like there is no solution for the electric vehicles. Otherwise, it has to be towed. But when we are talking about getting the energy to remote areas, then there are some alternatives,
like
which
like
I
vehicle to building or something, right?
sorry.
Like vehicle to building or vehicle to grid. you are talking about.
Hi, yeah, this like it's just think about some village in some northeast area, which is totally secluded. Even during the winter time, it's like completely isolated, and there is no power direct. It is not connected to grid. So is it like I take a convey entire conveyance of a truck or EVs there, and I make a local grid there, and then I supply. So it's like, isn't it I better invest on the solar energy, or maybe some high capacity battery charging which I can charge during the summer, and maybe I'll store something during the winter time, maybe something like that. Whether it's like, I really want to understand whether it's like feasible in that sense.
Yeah, so why not set up DER locally? So basically, the what we discussed here about this hop charge thing, so is applicable in this kind of scenario uh, where you are already in a city, and then you just call this service, and then the van will come and you can charge. Okay, so this is one application. So the So here also in the picture you can see in the middle of the city where red color battery is low. Then nearby 5 minutes there is one vehicle which is coming to you so that you can get charged. So no need to you go to charging station. Charging station will come to you. Something like this is different, and what Manas is asking is also different. That is how feasibility is
Uh,
provide electricity remote areas.
well, sir, this solution, like kind of, you can scale up for that service as well, right? Let's say some local area which is built out of power supply or something, and you have to charge up your home inverters, mobile phones, and all to get ready for 1 week solution or something. Then why not you can call for the service to them, and they will do the setup anyhow. Right now, even though if you see this Tata EV vehicles, like new vehicles which is launched, they all are have this vehicle to home solutions.
Yeah. So what he's saying is similar concept, but applied to another this thing. Okay. So what I just for the sake of completeness, I will mention that. So yeah. See, in order to answer this question, right, how I'm giving my comments right now, how feasible it is to provide electricity to remote areas via batteries on wheels. So, and why not set up a DER locally? So it's basically comparison kind of thing. We need to do the comparison, and then basically we need to come up with the answer. So we need to kind of what you call do the what you call kind of a comparative study, numerical study kind of thing we need to do. So, anyways, right now in our this call we will not do that, but something that you can try doing this. Uh, what we
Actually,
can
sir,
do right now?
uh,
Yeah.
after our first alignment, I searched about this topic on internet, and
Okay.
what I found that the Nissan is did already did this kind of project, and what they in their findings, what they found that the carbon footprint they reduced by 2.5%. Only this was the benefit what I found from their website.
So, what is the project? Can you say? I mean, did they use any name for this project?
It's I think it's a Nissan Leaf. Yeah, Nissan Leaf.
So, is it similar to what we are discussing, like
Yeah.
batteries on wheels?
Oh yeah, let me search it again. Then maybe I can share the link in chat box.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. In fact, if you go to calendar, you will find this link to the same document which I am typing. So, for example, you go to calendar
Uh-huh.
and then open this, then there will be this link here. You can directly, in today's thing, you can type it there itself. But yeah.
Okay, for the time for the now, I just pasted it in the chat.
So V2B technology coming to Denver, downtown Denver. Yeah, utilize energy stored in Nissan Leaf battery to charge the building during peak demand times. Bidirectional charger. No, but here the concept is different. We need to get the mobile thing. So is the battery is moving is also another question. So here what you are showing is
Mhm.
V2 vehicle to building, V2B. So in this case, yeah, maybe the normally the battery which is there in the regularly in the vehicle that is given to the building.
So, but
Maybe.
would it be an efficient process to do? I mean, we are saying that a location is remote and we cannot have transmission lines. And that is the reason we want to transport energy from area where there is availability to area where it is not. So for that, we are spending energy to transport energy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's is it an efficient way to do? Is my question. Rather have a localized sources of energy.
So the project that you showed, this Nissan project, Nissan Leaf project and all, that is using the second one that you just now told. That is having a local source of energy in your vehicles and V2B you are using. So basically this is like a V2B, vehicle to building. So what?
But yeah, sorry to interrupt, sir. But yeah, it and in one way it can be efficient. Like we have a concept like base tariff and peak tariff, uh, because electricity board apply the unit rates based on the load. So like if somebody charge the vehicle when the tariff is low and during the peak time they can utilize the same power for the, again. Means this kind of concept can be, but
So that is also correct. V2B makes sense with time of the day tariff, TOD tariff. So where you charge the vehicle when the price is low and then discharge when the price is high. Yeah. Okay. So I will just maybe expand on this. So for example, consider a remote village, which is let's say, let's consider some distance, 100 kilometers from nearest city. Okay. Now we need to give, I mean, I'm just putting some numbers to get an idea of what we are talking about. So consider population of 1,000 people in the village. Okay. Now, can you say what is the daily energy consumption?
Sir, in villages, maybe like two maximum 2 unit, 1.5 units. It will be 1.5 kilowatts for a day.
For a person or for a house or what
For
do
a,
you
for
think?
a house, maybe we can take like 200 houses for 1,000 people.
But okay. So I'll say in 250 houses and then so daily energy consumption for the entire village. Uh, Again, this is also our assumption. Let for each house, right? For each house be, let's take 3 units. Let's go a little higher side. Then the entire village would require about 750, right? 3 into 250 houses per day. Okay. Now the question is, how do we supply these 750 units. So we have option one, that is from utility grid. So option two from DER, distributed energy, solar slash wind local. And then option three will be using battery on wheels. Okay, so let's elaborate what I mean by battery on wheels. See, we need 750 units, right? So you know that one car can store 30 units. Okay, so but then to store 750 units, obviously you need a bigger vehicle, something like that. So maybe you are having, mm, so you have consider a truck or two filled with vehicles, filled with batteries, sorry. PATT, which can store 750, store the required 750 units. Okay. So now the schedule is like this. Okay. So charge to 100% at in the city. So maybe preferably from RE, from renewable source. Okay. Uh, then so maybe by this time, maybe it is 6 p.m. Okay. Then travel to village, which is 100 kilometers away, right? That's what we are assuming. Okay, and reach by, let's say, 8 p.m. Okay, then start discharging, start selling energy. Okay? So just V to V, basically V to village. Okay, so I don't know what you are thinking about this idea, whether you like it or not, but just I'm explaining this option three basically. Okay, so meanwhile, obviously one vehicle will not do the thing, right? Meanwhile, other vehicle uh, is back in the city. Maybe we need two. One is here and one is there, getting charged. Now this is the setup. If I go to option one, then the idea is we need a transmission network. Transmission network is needed. So which is capital investment. So 100 kilometers, you need to set up a line, right? Now, unfortunately, 100 kilometers, you need to go for higher voltage, but then at the end of the day, it is just 750 units. So the number of units is less, but the location is remote, and then you need to. So whether this option is better or this option three is better, or again, as we were discussing, what about option two? Okay. So just I'm giving the flavor of how this is there. It all comes down to now working out the cost. How much is the battery cost? How much is the energy cost and all these things? And then what do you think? Maybe let's discuss some options. Do you think option one is the best, or it's not something that we need to examine? How do you support remote locations?
Sir, maybe the option one will be the huge investment for the smaller amount of energy which is required for the entire village. So that may not be efficient one, as I feel, and related to the option 3 also, like it's still we need huge truck, and we need to again charge the truck, and the transport from 100 kilometer every day, we need energy for that truck also. So that is also like will be I feel like it will be the costly one. Maybe the option 2, the solar or wind locally, since we are not having a much requirement in the village per day. So initial investment, I feel maybe we can able to make the minimum requirement by using the solar or wind energy, available renewable energy, which is will be the renewable also.
Okay,
This is
so
my
But
opinion.
here, sir, option two has the demerits because solar panel or windmills also costlier, and it also needs battery system to store the energy. So again, cost add up is there. And one more scenario, let's say the locations which we are looking is always kind of wet location, rainy locations. Then you will not get the solar, right?
Yeah, if it
So
is a rainy
again,
and
it is not efficient.
yeah.
so now let's, for the sake of argument, see, either it is one of the options will be better if we are considering three options. Certain locations, maybe option two is better. Certain locations, option three is better. Something like that. I'll remove this point. Sorry. So let's think of it like this. Okay. Let's change the model. Now, what I will do, I will say the city, or urban area, the cost is more. The cost of electricity is more. So because the land cost, etc., all these things are there. So land cost, etc., they're all more. Cost of resources, etc., is more. Okay. So what if we do like this? What if I set up large solar plants in village, in remote village. Okay. Charge the charge batteries, and deliver the energy on wheels by evening to meet evening peak of the city. Now, if you consider tariff, consider maybe 3 rupees per kilowatt hour, right? Because the land cost is low and something like that. At village, and consider what is the commercial tariff. In a city, you consider shopping mall, something like that, or a major commercial setup. What do you think is the tariff?
7.5 in Hyderabad. I think it's like
Yeah, it's around
8,
eight,
8
seven,
to 10.
seven, eight.
No, I'm talking about the shopping malls, not
Sir,
even
I think it is in double digit, not in
industrial
single digit.
kind of thing.
Yeah, 12 to 15 around.
So let's say if it is 13 rupees, for example. So there is a 10 rupees difference here. Okay. For meanwhile, also consider the cost of diesel. So anybody knows what is the running cost of diesel, diesel generated energy? Let's say company uses a DG set. How much do you think it will cost? Anybody have any idea? I'm connected, right?
Yeah, yeah, sir, you are correct.
So it can be as
Uh,
low as 20 to 25 rupees. So
it will
yeah,
be higher than that, sir.
huh?
It will be higher than the existing solution.
Yeah.
DG set will be higher in cost.
So let's consider like this KWH. So if you do consider all these things, then it makes, whatever we were discussing, this one, let's go for opposite. So we can set up a large solar plant, okay, and then charge the batteries, and then we don't need a investment in a network. Assume that the road highway is good, because now the highways are all getting thing, right? And somebody invests in a, let's say, 100 kilowatt, 1000 kilowatt hour battery. So the cost is 10 rupees difference is there here, right? Or even in this case, even more. And then you multiply that. So you can generate some revenue in the long run by doing this. So your idea is you are selling in the evening peak, whatever's 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. up till 9 or 10 p.m. Then come back in the night and then charge in from morning 6 to evening 5:30 or 6, and then repeat the same thing. So if this model doesn't work, if this option doesn't work because of the economics and all, then maybe this option will work. So there is always a case to make. So it is not like the answer is not directly there, but depending on the situation, depending on the location. What do you think? Am I making an
Uh,
argument?
well, sir, for the city,
Yeah.
definitely if it is nearby and geographical situation is better than that second approach, alternate approach for the third option can work. Uh,
Yeah.
but again, sir, like in the cities also, government, if you see, there are a lot many regulations are coming because the existing grid cannot take a EV and you cannot do much into it, like feed the energy or take out the more energy with the existing grid. Already they are at the full load capacity.
Hmm.
So there is another challenge government and other entities are
If the,
talking about.
if the existing network is anyway overloaded, this solution, vehicle to building or vehicle to city, will actually relieve the load on the existing grid, because we are not depending on the existing grid. We are directly going, driving to the nearest load center and directly plugging in and selling the power there. So without the need for a transmission infrastructure upgrade. So anyway, I think we have kind of discussed some point. So see, at the end of the day, we keep talking, we write down some points. Ultimately, it comes down to actually somebody doing the whatever that calculation and making a cost benefit analysis, and then going forward, if somebody really believes in it, then invest in it and then demonstrate it and things like that. So basically, that is one of the things. So based on how we started the discussion, I thought let us put these points like this. In any case, I actually wanted to make today's session little smaller. So let's conclude maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, or probably in next 5 minutes. So any final concluding remarks you have? And with the point that, please note, I already shared a link for your assignment. Go through those videos, try to address those things also. Yeah. So anyway, so let's, any other final concluding points anybody wants to make, feel free to do that.
I feel, sir, point three, alternate approach is more economically viable approach we can offer at a particular time right now. uh, to cater both problem, like with one solution, a village problem as well as like a city problem. So it is kind of more suitable.
Yeah, it looks like that. So, but then at the end of the day, again, we need to do some analysis only to tell that.
Correct, sir. Because in Bangalore, not about I will say electricity or something, but if you see the water supply is taken through tanker, water tanker only,
Hmm.
like from the remote, like nearby river and all filtration unit, and then transport to the city. And during peak demand and less groundwater, we are like here, government is cutting that particular problem
Yeah.
in this way. Yeah,
So we'll call that model as water on wheels. Okay. So basically,
correct,
you're
correct.
taking,
Because
water.
remote location where river is there and all consumption is very less, villages are there, they are getting abundant water. But in city, because of summer reason, water levels are not there, but demand is high. So how to cut that problem? Similar model kind of, but different.
So if water on wheels work, then why not battery on wheels? Okay, so
Yeah,
that is okay. And maybe if not now, maybe after 5 years or so, it may become more feasible. Because the situation may become more worse, and then it may become more feasible to do this kind of things. So that is what is our like in this course we are trying to discuss such kind of possibilities. So you can maybe spend more time thinking about it, maybe find some resources and study on that. Good. So
Sir, can we include one more topic for the next session discussion? Like
okay.
the problem statement is grid supply is very limited, and it is like varying with respect to location and locality. If you are at highway and nearby high voltage grid, definitely you will get more power. But if you are in the city, you will get less power. But if you are in the village, again it is going to reduce. Let's say in village, if you park 10 EV vehicles, you cannot charge. Current will be not sufficient, charging current will not be there.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, how to maximize the grid utilization? Because let's say number of vehicle frequency is more at the particular locality, but grid is not going to support. How to maximize and how to what are the alternative approach we can adopt to enhance the like power, local power, without upgrading the grid?
Okay. So if I put your question in words, sir, you are saying grid supply is limited in remote areas.
Even though
Now,
in city also, sir, you
huh.
cannot install more than 60 kilowatt charger in the city, because it will not support. 120 kilowatt will not support.
So we want to encourage
Encourage alternate solution to
this,
enhance the grid, like
this
a local power supply capability during peak demand for the EV charging.
supply. So now the question is how do we do it?
Yes, sir.
How to achieve this?
This one we have already discussed, like non-peak hours you store in the battery, on peak hour comes, you balance the power supply using battery. But again, charging infrastructure cost is high, battery infrastructure cost is high. So, but apart from this, any other alternate? Is there any demonstration in other countries or in our country? Is there any other approach we can
Actually,
follow?
I had circulated one assignment, right? So I'll just go for
Yes.
uh, that EV5109. So this link I think I have shared with you. So if we go down, there is one video in the last. So business model, something is discussed here. This is from Africa. So this is exactly matching with what we are discussing. So maybe you should try seeing this. I'll just keep the link of this. So maybe
In Africa, 650 million.
so. So it is mapping. So please see. Question 5 in assignment 1.
Okay, sir.
And then I'm giving the link of the video also, so you can see. Anyway, I think in the interest, I want to conclude today quickly. So let us stop here. And thanks for joining all of you. So I will share this. This anyway already appears in your Google Calendar. You go to Google Calendar and then go to that today's date. Then the document will appear like this. So you can always see today's date notes. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
yeah. So let's conclude here. Next class will be next Monday, I think.
Okay, sir.